The Kansas City T-Bones proudly present T-Bones Baseball on the Air. Members of the American Association of Independent Professional Baseball Clubs and home of fun well done. The T-Bones Broadcast Network is brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Now let's head out to the ballpark for the starting lineups and the first pitch with the voice of the T-Bones, Nathan Moore.
Welcome, one and all, to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King coming to you live from Lawrence Dumont Stadium here in beautiful Wichita, Kansas. The T-Bones are here to conclude the season series against the Wingnuts. So far this season, the T-Bones are 1-7 against Wichita. They did pick up a win in the first game of the series, which was a doubleheader, winning the second one. Last night, though, Kansas City dropped 7-6 after Mark Haynes allowed a 2-run walk-off home run to Zach Cox in the bottom of the ninth. But that was yesterday. Today's a brand new day, and Kansas City enters this matchup 38-44 on the season. Wichita comes in at 51-31. The Central Division of the American Association is still a tightly contested contest throughout it all. Kansas City is in last place in that division, but they're only 6 back from the division leaders, Sioux City and Lincoln, who are tied at the top. Gary South Shore is 3.5 behind. They're still 1 game under 500. Picking up the start today for Wichita is the righty Alex Boshears. Boshears was one of the hottest pitchers in the American Association recently, winning 10 of his previous 11. So far this season, he's 10-3 with a 3.34 ERA. He started the season in the bullpen, but has come on strong in his time in the rotation. Starting lineup today for Kansas City will go like this. Tyler Massey leading off playing center, followed by Dalton Wheaton right, Brett Wiley at second, Jake Blackwood at first. The designated hitter is Anthony Gallus. He's followed by Starlin Rodriguez playing left, Vladimir Frias at short, Tyler Moore at catcher, and Sergio Leon at third. Literally the exact same lineup from yesterday. Wichita Wingnuts will set up like this defensively. Zach Cox at third, Leo Vargas at short, Christian Stringer at second, Matt Chavez at first. And outfield left to right will go Brent Dean, TJ Middlestat, and Richard Pricatano. Martin Medina will do the catching for Boshears. And that brings in Tyler Massey, who last night went 1 for 4 with a run scored and 2 ribbies. First pitch to Massey is high, 1 ball, no strikes. Last season, Alex Boshears pitched 48 1/3 out of the Wichita bullpen and posted a 1.86 ERA. The 1-0, Massey sends that right back up the middle on the second pitch of the game for a leadoff single into center. Tyler Massey picking up right where he left off yesterday as the T-Bones need to jump on the Wichita Wingnuts early. They did that yesterday as well, scoring 1 in the first and 2 in the second, but then ultimately they fell 7-6. And that brings up Dalton Wheat, the former Butler Community College Grizzly. Last night went 0 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Last night, Wichita also did walk T-Bones 11 times as Wheat gets 100. That one sends it out to right field. Had more carry on it than I thought, but Pricatano will squeeze it for the first out. Dalton Wheat going up there hacking and aggressive early. You cannot fault him for that. It is ladies' night at the ballpark. They just announced it here at Wichita. Maybe my single self can go find one unlucky lady. As Brett Wiley stepped into the box for Kansas City. Last night, Wiley went 2 for 6 with a ribby, continuing his tear throughout the American Association. First pitch from Boshears to Wiley is a breaking ball right down Broadway. No balls and a strike with 1 out. Temperature at game time, 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I've been here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium since about noon today. Spent an extended amount of time on the field. I can tell you this much. That all turf down there, it's not 85. Boshears checks on Massey. Massey dives back safely. When you play on an all turf field that has no shade cover whatsoever, you really kind of have to add about 15 degrees to the playing surface. And that is just miserable right now. And the sun goes down, everything's fine. As Brett Wiley sends that to the opposite field, down the left field line. Brent Dean will scoop it. He hesitates on the throw. Zach Cox gets it. Brett Wiley advances to second. Tyler Massey in there safely at third. We runners on second and third with one out after Brent Dean, who's typically the catcher for Wichita, got the ground ball in left field. But I kind of think he expected Tyler Massey to come up and just stay at second. But instead, Massey digs for three, and Dean had to panic and throw it in quickly. He did a good job of not panicking too much and letting the ball get away. And that brings up the bearded RBI machine himself, Jake Blackwood. Last night, Blackwood went 1 for 4. And oddly enough, RBI-less. The righty versus righty for Bo Shears and Blackwood. First pitch from Bo Shears is inside, way inside, but called strike. No balls and a strike. Today's umpires crew behind home plate, AJ Chalk. First base umpire, Kurt Brannon. The third base umpire is Kyle Kilgore. The exact same crew we saw in the first game of the doubleheader on Tuesday. No balls, one strike, one out. Still scoreless with runners on second and third in the first. Blackwood swings and comes up empty on a breaking ball that fools him. And he's behind. No balls and 2 strikes. So far this season, Jake Blackwood is leading the team in RBIs with 68. He also has 13 home runs to go along with that and a batting average of .268. Jake Blackwood has given himself a name in this league as the guy that drives runs home, and that's something that he drills. As the 0-2 is sent to right field, Pricatano coming in on it, Chavez retreating, he's on the line. Tyler Massey will tag up, but thinks better of it from the throw from Chavez, as he may not have had the intention just to score so much as I'm going to try to bait him into throwing home. And first baseman, yeah, they're typically playing first because they don't have the best arm. And so maybe he baited him and just said, yeah, we'll have you throw it. And if it goes errant, I'm scoring. Kind of the same way with what Eric Hosmer did in the ALCS this past, or actually the World Series this past year when he stole home and Lucas Duda had to fire it home, not expecting him to run. But that brings up Anthony Gallus. First pitch to Gallus. Breaking ball on the inner half. Called strike. No balls and a strike from Bo Shears. So far, well, last night, Gallus went 0 for 2 with a run scored. He's picked it up recently, raising his batting average to .207 with the team leading 14 home runs and 37 RBIs. The 0-1. Outside is a good pitch from Bo Shears, just slightly outside. That evens the count at 1. Kansas City will return home after this brief stint in Wichita. Start a 3-game series at home against the Texas Airhawks. The 1-1. Gallus sends that down third baseline. Cox diving. Gallus running it out at first, but he's still out. Zach Cox dives to his right, then fires to first to strand 2 T-Bones on, as we're still scoreless through half an inning here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
When the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com. Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones broadcast network. We're still scoreless through half an inning, but that's good enough for Sean Fernie as he gets the start today for the T-Bones. Fernie enters this matchup coming off the disabled list just recently. I was told that he'll be limited to 75 pitches today. He was limited to 50 his last time out, and so far this season he's 3-2 with an ERA of 2.81. The tall righty stepping on the mound for the first pitch to Christian Stringer. It's right down Broadway, no balls and a strike. Today's starting lineup for Wichita goes like this. Christian Stringer leading off, followed by Zach Cox, Brent Cleveland, TJ Middlestat, Matt Chavez, Martin Medina, Richard Prigatano, Brent Dean, and Leo Vargas. The 0-1. Christian Stringer sends it over the head of Frias at short into left field, and he's on to the leadoff single. Last time out, Sean Fernie, like I said, was limited to 50 pitches, and in 4 innings, 4 scoreless innings, he gave it 2 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts out of the 16 batters he faced. His last time seeing extended action was on June 12th at home against Joplin, where he picked up the win and went 5 innings with 2 runs, both earned with 5 hits, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. Zach Cox sends it down to deep right field. Dalton Wheat still retreating, and that's up and out of here. Zach Cox picks up yet another 2-run home run. Last night, his 2-run home run is what ended the game. And he does it again. That home run by Cox was his 11th of the season. And I can tell you confidently from being here, he got about as much as that ball as you can possibly get. And with a brand new inning, it appears, Brent Cleveland steps in now with no one out, no one on. T-Bones trailing 2-0. Here in the bottom of the first. Sean Fernie played his college ball at the University of Rhode Island. He has 8 appearances this season, all starts. First pitch to Cleveland, swings and comes up empty, no balls and a strike. He also has 28 strikeouts and 24 walks on the season. Last night, Brent Cleveland, a former big leaguer, went 3 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. The 0-1. Cleveland gets under it and sends it out to right field. Dalton Wheat coming in and squeezes it for the first out. TJ Middlestat will now enter the game for the Wingnuts. Last night, Middlestat went 1 for 4 with a run scored and 3 RBIs. He had 1 inside the park home run. He hit 1 on Tuesday in the first game of the doubleheader, and he hit 1 yesterday. He is the very first professional baseball player to hit 1 since 1901. Hopefully the T-Bones can limit him again. First pitch to Middlestat. In there, no balls and a strike. Last season, Sean Fernie played with Carolina and Rome, the high A and single A teams in the Atlanta Braves organization. And he went 7-12 combined with an ERA of 3.76. That's outside. Counts even at 1. During his 27 appearances, with 19 being starts, he pitched 141 in the 3rd innings and struck out 78 while walking 52. The 1-1. High and outside, make it 2-1. Sean Fernie is a presence on the mound at 6'5", 220 pounds. He's still young at 25 years old. 2 balls and a strike with 1 out to TJ Middlestat. Middlestat swings and comes up empty in the heater that's blown by him. and the count's now even at 2. I talked to Jared Messer, yesterday's starter, before today's game. I know, a little late, right? And I asked him how you have to attack his former TJ Middlestat, and he says you just kind of have to keep him off balance. If anything, put a fastball in on him. Middlestat fouls that off the side of his, actually it looks like his wrist. From my vantage point, it looked like off his face. The ball bounced up and hit him. He'll walk it off, with the count still even at 2 with 1 out, and the T-Bones trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. So far on this road trip, Kansas City is 1 for 2. As they won the second game of the doubleheader on Tuesday, dropped the first game 3-0, and then dropped last night 6-7 to 2-2 to Middlestat. Middlestat sends it out to right field. Dalton Wheat coming in. Diving grab by Dalton Wheat. He dives straight forward and makes the snag for the beautiful second out. The second straight diving play by Dalton Wheat. Actually, not second straight, second in 2 days. Beautiful play from the former Emporia State Hornet out in right field. Comes in, you just have to tip your cap to him, as Tyler Massey just does, with the beautiful snag to retire Middlestat for the second out. Wish we had video of that. I know for sure I'd be sending that off to Sports Center. First pitch to Matt Chavez. High and inside, 1-0. Last night, Chavez went 2 for 4. Chavez is a dangerous hitter out of the right-handed batter's box. He comes up with the T-Bones trailing 2-0 with 2 down here in the bottom of the first. 1 ball, no strikes. Sean Fernie delivers inside, 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls, no strikes, I guess I should say, actually. Matt Chavez is, like I said, a big guy at 6'3", 230 pounds. He's one of those guys where if you let him get his arms extended, you're going to get in trouble. Sean Fernie doing a very nice job of keeping the ball inside on him. Bring him a little more over the plate, but it's not that easy. So that's outside, 3-0. On deck for Wichita's number 21, Martin Medina. Infield, outfield, playing straight up, except for the outfield is shaded slightly towards right. Huge gap in left center. Fastball right down Broadway makes the count 3-1. Last night in the American Association, Kansas City was the only team in the Central Division to drop a game, as they dropped 6 behind now. Lincoln, Sioux City, and Gary all won their matchups. Matt Chavez goes swinging for a ball that's letter high and comes up empty, draws the count full. Like I said, on deck for Wichita's number 21, Martin Medina, with 2 down. The T-Bones trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the first. Chavez taking his time getting back in the box, and that actually makes a lot of sense with a full count. Fernie looks in for the sign from Tyler Moore and gets set. The payoff pitch from Fernie. Chavez checks his swing. He didn't mean to hit it, but he fouls it off. Keeps the count full. Defensively, Kansas City is set up like this. Sergio Leon at third. Vladimir Frias at short. Brett Wiley at second. Jake Blackwood at first. Outfield left to right goes Starlin Rodriguez, Tyler Massey, and Dalton Wheat, as Tyler Moore will do the catching for Sean Fernie. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. T-Bones trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the first. Fernie delivers. High and tight on Chavez. Chavez has to get out of the way as that one has brimmed his nose. He'll take the long way around halfway towards the pitcher's mound, but just jogged to first as he just tried to collect himself as he's on with a 2-out walk. Now stepping in for Wichita is Martin Medina. Last night, Medina went 1 for 3. He comes on now with the man on first. 2 down. T-Bones trailing by deuce, 2-0 in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Medina. Low, just barely misses low. 1-0. Last time Sean Fernie had to pitch out of the stretch, he gave up a 2-run home run earlier this inning to Zach Cox. Since then, it's been 2 flyouts to right field and a walk, and that's how we got to this point with Martin Medina with the 1-0 count. The 1-0 is a breaking ball that just slices through the zone and evens the count at 1. Elsewhere in the American Association, St. Paul and Winnipeg played earlier today at 11 a.m. Winnipeg won that one 9-3 over the Saints. At Lewis and Clark Park, Fargo leading Sioux City 5-0 in the top of the first. At Joe Becker Stadium, they're still scoreless in the bottom of the first between Lincoln and Joplin as Medina pops that straight up. And at U.S. Steel Yard, they're in the bottom of the first. Sioux Falls and Gary are scoreless as that's popped up to Brett Wiley. He'll squeeze it for the third and final out. Wichita scores 2 on 2 hits, but they strand a man on. And the T-Bones trail 2-0 through 1 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail 2-0 as we get set to begin the top of the second. Kansas City did have an opportunity in the top of the first when they stranded runners on second and third. They got them both on with 1 out and stranded them there. Starlin Rodriguez steps in to get things started here in the second. First pitch from Alex Boshiers is high, 1-0. Last night, Rodriguez went 1 for 4 with an RBI. He had a solo home run in the second game of the doubleheader on Tuesday, as he has been on a tear recently, as Rodriguez fouls that down the third baseline and out of play. That evens the count at 1. Alex Boshiers delivers. Rodriguez sends that deep to left field. Brent Dean will watch it go over the wall as Starlin Rodriguez jacks his 5th home run of the season. A solo shot off of Alex Boshiers, his 5th of the season, and that cuts the T-Bones deficit in half, 2-1. With still no one out here in the top of the second. Starlin Rodriguez having himself a road trip against his former team, the Wichita Wingnuts. That ball was absolutely smashed. Brent Dean immediately thought, oh, I can bring this back into the ballpark. And then he just kind of stopped in his tracks and just watched it go over. And Rodriguez, looking at him, he's not a guy that you would think has a lot of power. He stands at 5'10", 170 pounds. But he has enough as Vladimir Frias takes the first pitch in the shallow center, and that's squeezed by T.J. Middlestat for the first out. Inning moving along quickly as Tyler Moore steps in. Last night, the T-Bones catcher had himself a career day. going 3 for 5 with a run scored, raising his batting average to .241. Alex Boshears attended college at Tennessee Martin from 2010 to 2015. During that time, he pitched 247 innings with 82 appearances, 27 being starts. Although he was limited to just 2 appearances in 2013 due to Tommy John surgery. First pitch to Tyler Moore is low, 1 ball, no strikes. (1-0) yet again. Moore gets under it and sends it sky high to short. Leo Vargas just puts his heels on the grass and squeezes it for the second out. 1 solo home run and 2 quick flyouts are how we've gotten to this 2-1 game with 2 down here in the top of the second. Sergio Leon steps in now for Kansas City. Last night, Leon went 0 for 4 so far this season. He has been struggling. The first pitch to Leon, breaking ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. So far this season, Sergio Leon is batting .153 and 118 at-bats. He has 7 runs scored, 4 home runs, and 11 RBIs. The 1-0 inside make it 2-0. And when you get it, well, with any baseball team, you're going to have a guy that he may not necessarily be the hottest with the bat, but he can get it done with his glove. He's a good locker room guy, and he's just a productive ball player, and that's what you get in Sergio Leon. The 2-0 is sent a shot, a grounder to short. Vargas to Chavez for the 6-3 putout to retire Leon. As the T-Bones get 1 back thanks to a solo home run by Starlin Rodriguez. T-Bones still trail 2-1 as we head to the home half of the second here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trailed 2-1. They picked up a run in the top half of the second inning, which is what we're going into with the bottom of the second coming now. When Starlin Rodriguez sent a shot over the left field wall, his 5th home run of the year. Richard Prigatano leading off now for Wichita. First pitch to Prigatano from Fernie, breaking ball inside, 1-0. Last night, Prigatano found himself going 1 for 3. Fernie comes set yet again and fires home. That's inside. Make it 2-0. Richard Prigatano has yet to pick up a hit in his career off of Sean Fernie. The 2-0 breaking ball right down Broadway, make it 2-1. T-Bones infield and outfield playing straight up against the slap hitting right fielder. The 2-1, Prigatano pulls that down the third baseline. He thought it went foul. Sergio Leone will just toss it to first to Jake Blackwood, and they'll call him out on the 5-3. Prigatano still standing on home plate. He thought it went foul, but I see pretty clear and convincing evidence that it did not. I mean, the ball was halfway between the mound and the line. Home plate umpire following Prigatano back to the dugout. And Prigatano still trying to make his way in there as he goes down on the 5-3 putout. I don't know what the hubbub is all about. I mean, the ball was pretty clearly in play. Maybe he thought it went off his foot or something, but you still have to run those out, especially when when everybody else in the ballpark is playing the ball. That brings up Brent Dean. First pitch to Dean is high, 1-0. Brent Dean came in as a pitch hitter yesterday and went 1 for 2, coming in for Brennan Salgado in the 6th inning when Kansas City brought on Josh Tolles to face the lefty Salgado, so they brought in the righty Dean. So that pitch is high and tight. Make it 2-0 to Dean. Brent Dean has played just about everywhere on the diamond for Wichita. They've seen him all over the outfield, catching and playing first. The 2-0. Dean rolls it over and sends a hard ground ball to Frias at short. Frias ranging to his right, fires to Blackwood for the second out. 2 up, 2 down so far this inning for Sean Fernie as Leo Vargas steps in for the T-Bone, for the Wingnuts. Last night, Leo Vargas went 2 for 4. Leo Vargas hit his very first professional home run off of Sean Fernie on June 6th at Community America Ballpark. First pitch to Vargas, he comes up swinging an empty, no balls and a strike. Fernie gets set, fires home, more setup outside, it's inside, and Vargas fouls out down the third baseline by about 4 feet. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, T-Bone's leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the second. For a ladies' night crowd here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium, a very good turnout. And if we have some dead air time, it's probably me down there. No balls, 2 strikes to Leo Vargas. Fastball just outside, 1-2. Sean Fernie for sure thought it was in there. I'll have to agree with him. He was already starting to walk back to the T-Bone's dugout. Steps back on the mound and taps his chest to say, "My bad, Tyler Moore," the 1-2. Fastball that Vargas just fouls back. Keeps the count 1-2. Kansas City will be leaving Wichita for the final time this season after this game. That is a very depressing sentence. Is that Lawrence Dumont Stadium is one of my favorite stadiums in the entire league. The Community America Ballpark, a clear first, as that breaking ball is low, 2-2. From Fernie. But Lawrence Dumont Stadium has the most history out of really a lot of ballparks that are still used today for baseball. It's the 6th oldest, created or built in 1934. Has a 2-2 to Vargas. Is a soft ground to Frias at short. Frias charging. Fires to Blackwood. Blackwood keeps his foot on the bag for the third and final out. 3 up, 3 ground outs, 3 down for Sean Fernie. And the Wichita Wingnuts as Kansas City leads 2-1, trails 2-1 through 2 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones broadcast network. T-Bones trail 2-1 here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. This is Sam King on the T-Bones broadcast network as Tyler Massey will get things started here in the third. First pitch to Massey is on the outer half, called strike. No balls and a strike. So far today, Tyler Massey is 1 for 1. He singled in the first, but was ultimately stranded at third as the T-Bones squandered a scoring opportunity in the first inning. Next pitch is low to Massey. Make it 1-1. Last night, Wichita walked Kansas City 11 times. 8 of those coming from the starter Anthony Capra, 2 from Mike Devine, and 1 from Chad Nading. So that's outside 2-1. And when you have high numbers like that, but your team only scores 6, and I say only 6, that should be plenty to win a ball game. Kansas City had 15 runners left on base. Breaking ball in there, evens the count now to Massey. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield, outfield playing straight up against the left-handed hitting Massey. Boshiers comes set, looks in for the sign from Medina. Medina set up outside. Boshiers delivers. It's low, right where he wanted it, but just low. And that draws the count full. On deck for the T-Bones is number 9, Dalton Wheat. Boshiers looks in for the payoff pitch, comes set quickly. Now fires. Massey chopper up the middle. Vargas charging to his left. It gets by him into center field as Tyler Massey picks up his second hit of the day here in the third inning. He's on with a leadoff single in the third. Now batting for the T-Bones is Dalton Wheat. Wheat is 0 for 1 today after flying out to right field in the first. He comes on now with Massey on first. Still no one out here in the top of the third with the T-Bones trailing 2-1. Boshiers comes set. Medina setting up outside. First pitch right where Medina wants it, but just a touch outside. 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes to the former Butler Community College Grizzly and Emporia State Hornet. So far this season, Dalton Wheat is still searching for his first home run, but he's batting .311 with 22 RBIs. You can also give him 20 runs scored. So that breaking ball's in there. It evens the count at 1 to the rookie with the work gloves. 1 ball, 1 strike, runner on first. Alex Boshiers working quickly, already comes set. He'll check on Massey at first. Massey dives back safely. Kansas City trailing 2-1. The T-Bones have doubled the number of hits that Wichita has with 4. Wichita has 2, but Wichita has 2 runs thanks to 1 swing of the bat from Zach Cox in the first. Boshiers checks on Massey again. Massey yet again diving back safely. Today's coaching staff for the T-Bones, just normal. John Mazzarelli in the T-Bones dugout, skipper himself. Third base coach is Dave Schaub. As Massey runs, Wheat sends that through the hole that Vargas created when he had to go cover second base. Massey at third. Dalton Wheat picks up his first hit of the day as he's on with a no-out single, putting runners on the corners for Brett Wiley. And the first base coach for Kansas City. On the road, we've been seeing John West consistently throughout the year, the T-Bones equipment manager. At home, we see either John West or Frank White, but now it is the pitching coach, Bill Sobey. That brings up Brett Wiley. Wiley is 1 for 1 today after he singled in the first, but was ultimately stranded at second. Wiley looking to pick up multiple RBIs here. He has 42 on the season. First pitch, Wheat running. Wiley sends it out to left field. That's still in the air as Dean ranges over to the field pass area, and it's foul. No balls and a strike. Beautiful day for baseball here in Wichita. Currently says 83 degrees outside. Whatever wind there is, there's not much, but it's blowing right to left. The 0-1. Medina set up outside just for the sole fact that he wanted to get Massey on the back pick, but Massey dives back safely. Counts now 1-1. One ball, one strike, no one out. Runners on the corners. T-Bones trailing 2-1 in the top of the third. Wiley fouls that straight back into the Sweets. And it bounces off the railing and then finds its way into the Wichita dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. O'Shears comes set with a 1-2. He fires. Wiley sends it up the middle on a chopper. Vargas handles it. Backhands it to Stringer, but it gets away from him. As the run scores, and we're tied at 2. Brett Wiley reaching at what I'm sure will be called a fielder's choice. Either way, he drives in a run and ties the game at 2. Dalton Wheat's speed really being the difference maker on that play. As if that was anybody else that can't run throughout the league. Leo Vargas isn't going to rush the transfer like he does there. And they do give Brett Wiley a single. That's pretty awesome. An RBI single for Brett Wiley. He's 2 for 2 today. As Jake Blackwood steps in with the runner in scoring position. Wheat on second, Wiley on first. T-Bones tied with the Wingnuts at 2 here in the top of the third with still no one out. Medina set up inside. Blackwood is way inside. Counts now 1-0. Leo Vargas ranged to his left on that play. Covered a lot of ground on this really fast-moving chopper up the middle. But he tried to be fancy with it and it got away from Stringer. Jake Blackwood sends that straight into the glove of a leaping Stringer at second. Almost a triple play as he stepped on the second base bag. And then Brett Wiley had to retreat back to first about as fast as he could as that ball was screaming right at Christian Stringer, and he makes a leaping grab. Then the heads-up veteran play stepping on second. That retires 2 very quickly here at the top of the third. That brings up Anthony Gallus, who's 0 for 1 today. First pitch to Gallus, breaking ball that slices through the zone. No balls and a strike. Gallus is 0 for 1 today after grounding out to third in the first. No balls, a strike, and 1 out. Medina set up outside. Paints the corner with a fastball low and away. And that puts Gallus behind. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. The runner on first. The game tied at 2 here in the top of the third. Medina set up outside yet again. O'Shears fires, gets it to him. Gallus sends it out to right field, though, where it's squeezed on a line drive by Richard Pricatano for the third and final out, but not before Kansas City gets the run back, and they tie it at 2 through 2.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones are tied with the Wingnuts at 2. As we head to the home half of the third, Christian Stringer at the top of the order will lead things off for the Wingnuts in the third. Sean Fernie comes set, first pitch to Stringer. Fastball in there, no balls and a strike. So far today, Stringer singled and scored in the first. He's 1 for 1 today with that run scored. The 0-1. Stringer rolls it over to Brett Wiley at second. Wiley handles it and fires to Blackwood for the first out. And that brings up Zach Cox, who has been doing something right at the plate. In the bottom of the ninth yesterday, he hit a 2-run home run to win that game 7-6 for the Wichita Wingnuts. And then he hit a 2-run home run in his first at-bat today. First pitch to Cox. Fastball outside, called strike. Good placement by Fernie. No balls and a strike. Which, I think it's nice to get that first pitch past Zach Cox. The last time that he saw the first pitch was the 2-run shot. Last time before that he saw the first pitch, it was a walk-off home run. That's low and away. 1 ball and a strike with 1 out. Zach Cox hails from Bentonville, Arkansas. So he comes up swinging and hugely empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Game tied at 2 in the bottom of the third. Zach Cox is about as country as they come. Before the game, I was sitting in the other broadcast booth talking to the broadcaster, Rob Lowe, for the Wingnuts as the 1-2 fires home. Cox sends it the opposite way over a leaping Sergio Leone into left field. He's on with a 1-out single. And I saw Cox bring out a box, not a box, but like a carrying case, and a, well, big cube. Immediately thought, what the heck is that? He set up the cube and then opened the carrying case and pulled out a bow. This guy was shooting bow and arrow right before the game. Nobody was in the stands. Thank the heavens. How country is that? You can't take it, when you're just staying at, I think they have host families down here. When you're with your host family, you can't just set it up in the backyard. You got to go to the ballpark and shoot the bow and arrow. I've never seen that before, but it's that first pitch to Brent Cleveland's in there. No balls and a strike. Whatever it works for him, I guess. It's been working for him now as he's 2 for 2 today and standing on first with 1 out and the game tied at 2 in the bottom of the third. So far today, Brent Cleveland is 0 for 1. He flew out to a diving Dalton Wheat in right field in the first inning. The 0-1, way inside. Cleveland pushes the hips out of the way. Evens the count at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike as Brent Cleveland steps back into the box here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita. He rolls over, sends a shot to Leon at third. Leon, Wiley Blackwood off the bag, but he applies the tag on Cleveland for the 5-4-3 double play for the third and final out. Wichita picks up a hit, but they leave no one on thanks to that double play, and Kansas City is tied with the Wingnuts at 2 through 3 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Back to the T-Bones broadcast. This is Sam King at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Starlin Rodriguez will get things started here in the fourth of the game, tied at 2. First pitch, Rodriguez is inside, 1-0. Rodriguez is 1 for 1 today. He hit a solo home run, his 5th of the season, over the left field wall in the second. With a 1-0 from Boshears, Rodriguez sends it out to right center. That'll drop a little blooper in there for a leadoff single. Rodriguez picking up his second hit of the game. In the fourth. That brings up Vladimir Frias, who flew out to center field in the second inning. He is 0 for 1 today. So far this season, Vladimir Frias is batting .240 and 296 at-bats. He does have 45 runs scored, with 5 home runs and 31 RBIs. He's also walked 34 times. The home plate umpire calls time because he's picky about something. Medina setting up outside. First pitch is outside, 1-0. And Medina set up so far outside that home plate umpire A.J. Chalk was completely exposed behind the dish. I mean, I believe that A.J. Chalk just freaked out. That was going to be a ball either way just because he was terrified, and I don't blame him. Medina sets up inside this time, and Frias sends it out to deep center field. Middlestat still on his horse, brings it on a basket catch on the track for the first out. Vladimir Frias still can't believe that Middlestat caught that, or that either that or it didn't go over the fence for a 1 out. He says something to Bill Sobey, and Sobey lets out a big laugh at him. With 1 out, the man on first. Game tied at 2 here in the top of the fourth. When you play winning baseball, you start to have a little bit of fun, and that's what we've been seeing with this team. Good group of guys, and now's the time that they're starting to have a lot of fun as Tyler Moore steps in. Moore is 0 for 1 today after popping out to the shortstop in the second inning. First pitch to Moore in the outer half, called strike, no balls, 1 strike. Tyler Moore, the former Kansas State Wildcat, also spent some time his first 2 years in college in the junior college ranks at Coffeyville Community College. The 0-1. Boshears gets more to roll over on it and send it fouled on the third baseline. Counts now, no balls, 2 strikes, and an out. And Dave Shaw, the third base coach for Kansas City, tried to be tough with that, as he barely moved out of the way of that ball. Zach Cox snagging it right before it hit him in the face. The dog is a mean dog. I wouldn't want to be that baseball if it hit him. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, man on first. The 0-2, Moore sends it past Chavez at first into right field. Rodriguez digging for 3, the strong throw, close play at the bag. He's safe at third. Puts runners on the corners with 1 out. Zach Cox thoroughly upset with the call by home plate umpire A.J. Chalk, who got up the third base line to cover that call. It was going to be a close play there anyways, as Richard Pricatano has a cannon in right field. But Tyler Moore single puts runners on the corners with 1 out for the 9-hole hitter, Sergio Leon. Two singles so far this inning for Kansas City. They sandwich a fly out to center field that easily could have gone over the fence from Vladimir Frias, but was brought in on the warning track at the wall. Sergio Leon steps in now. He grounded into a 6-3 ground out in the third. In the second, actually. He's 0 for 1 today. First pitch from Boshears, high and tight to Leon. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Tyler Moore on first. You'd think about stealing in this situation. He does not have a professional stolen base, but you'd have to think that they're not going to risk a throwdown. 1-0. Leon gets that in the air to left field. That could be deep enough to score Rodriguez. Dean brings it in. Rodriguez running home. They want even a tip to throw home as Starlin Rodriguez scores the go-ahead run. And the T-Bones now lead 3-2 here in the top of the fourth with 2 down. Tyler Moore still on first. Sergio Leon doing his job, just getting that ball in the air to the outfield. I'm sure Wichita is thoroughly upset now that they didn't get the call that they were wanting at third. It was a close play. I can't honestly give any feedback to see if he was safe or out. I mean, Zach Cox's body was blocking the tag. I'm going to trust A.J. Chalk in that situation. Martin Medina sets up outside, and Tyler Massey grounds to Vargas. Vargas steps on second for the easy third out. But not before Kansas City brings a run home on 2 hits, but they strand a man on, and they lead 3-2 as we head to the home half of the fourth here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones lead 3-2 as we get set to head to the home half of the fourth here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. This is Sam King. First pitch from Sean Fernie in there to TJ Middlestat. No balls and a strike. So far today, TJ Middlestat is 0 for 1 after flying out to right field in the first. 0-1 pitch from Fernie is low, and that evens the count at 1. Sean Fernie fires home with the 1-1, and Middlestat fouls it off just enough. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The PA announcer here at Wichita was still speaking when Sean Fernie stepped and delivered that pitch. Usually AJ Chalk, the home plate umpire, is pretty picky about that, but he didn't do anything there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no one out. T-Bones leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Kansas City already sitting at 8 hits, I should say, actually. Pitches, that'd be impossible against the Wingnuts. Middlestat bloops that into left field. He's on to the leadoff single. He's digging for 2, but thanks Bedford on the aggressive turn. Starlin Rodriguez got it in there quickly, and TJ Middlestat is limited to the single to lead off the bottom of the fourth. That hit extended TJ Middlestat's hit streak to 5. That brings up Matt Chavez for the Wingnuts. Matt Chavez, one of the bigger guys in the league at 6'3", 230 pounds. He hit a Pacific Association record 31 home runs last year before he was signed by the San Diego Padres. Chavez sends that to a diving Frias at short. Frias to Wiley. Wiley to Blackwood for the 6-4-3 SportsCenter top 10 worthy double play. Vladimir Frias diving to his right off his backside, throws it to Wiley at second, then Wiley's strong throw nails Chavez at first for the quick 2 outs. My from Vladimir Frias, continuing to dazzle with the glove. And Martin Medina steps in now with no one on, 2 outs. T-Bones leading 3-2 in the bottom of the fourth. Still can't get over that play by Vladimir Frias. You're going to turn 2, make it nasty, and that's exactly what Frias did. Fully extending to his right. Woo-wee. Sean Fernie getting the sign from Tyler Moore. Steps and fires to the first pitch to Medina. Breaking ball in the inner half, beautifully laid in there. No balls and a strike. So far today, Medina's 0 for 1 after popping out to Wiley at second in the first. The 0-1 fastball just inside, evens the count out 1. The 1-1. Medina rolls it over, fouled on the third baseline and out of play. Counts now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Like I said, Kansas City will return home for a 6-game homestand that spans from tomorrow to Thursday. The first 3 against the Texas Airhawks, and they have an off day on Monday. Then the next 3 against the Laredo Lemurs before they hit the road for Gary and Fargo. That's low to Medina that evens the count at 2. Medina hit .235 in 35 games between High Dunedin and AA New Hampshire last year in the Blue Jays organization. The 2-2, Medina rolls it over foul again down the third baseline out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spent a large amount of time with the Chicago White Sox organization. He was traded to the Blue Jays on June 6th, but during his time in the White Sox organization, it spans from 2011 to 15. From rookie ball to AA ball, he posted a .245 batting average. He was also drafted in the 20th round of the 2011 draft by the White Sox out of Cal State Bakersfield. That's low and away to Medina, and that draws the count full with 2 down. On deck for Wichita is number 19, Richard Pricatano. Fernie steps on the sunset here in Wichita. He looks in for the call for the payoff pitch. Likes what he sees from Moore, steps and fires. Payoff pitch is low, and that walks Medina with 2 down. That brings in Richard Prigatano, who's 0 for 1 today after grounding out to third in the second, but it was a funky play. Prigatano thought he found it either off of the plate or off of his foot, and it wound up like halfway between the mound and the third baseline. And Sergio Leon just kind of scooped it. Prigatano never left the batter's box and just kind of underhanded it to Blackwood from across the diamond. Comes on now with the runner at first, 2 down. Prigatano heavy swing and a miss on the high fastball. No balls and a strike. Sean Fernie cannot make a living up with a high fastball in professional baseball. And I'm sure he knows that. Probably just slipped. T-Bones leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Tyler Moore set up outside. Medina takes off for second. Fernie doesn't realize it until late. Fires to first when Medina returned. He's back in there safely. Medina tried to get the early jump off of Fernie. T-Bones dug out all over it, yelling he's going to get Fernie's attention. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Tyler Moore set up way outside. The 0-1. High fastball that Prigatano swings and misses at. No balls, 2 strikes. Lights come on here in Wichita, which also means I got to take off the sunglasses and just blind everybody. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Moore set up outside yet again. Fernie looks in and fires. And Prigatano send him down. You go down swinging for the 3rd and final out. Wichita picks up a hit. They strand a man on. And Kansas City still leads 3-2 through 4 innings here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
When the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Dalton Wheat leading off the 5th inning with the T-Bones leading 3-2 here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. This is Sam King. The first pitch to Dalton Wheat. Breaking ball low that Wheat didn't want to swing at, didn't fully commit to it, but he still goes around all the way. No balls and a strike. So far today, Dalton Wheat is 1 for 2. He singled in the 3rd. He flew out to right field in the 1st. Next pitch is a fastball in the outer half called strike. No balls, 2 strikes, and no one out. Dalton Wheat from this area, playing his college ball, about a good 20 minutes down the road in El Dorado, Kansas. That's low and blocked by Medina. Not that it truly matters with no one on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, no one out. Bo Shears fires in. Fastball low and inside. That evens the count at 2. And it's cooled off drastically here in Wichita with the sun disappearing. Duh. I'm no meteorologist, but I'm pretty sure that's how that's supposed to work. It's turned out to be a beautiful night for baseball. The 2-2 low draws the count full. On deck for Kansas City is number 16, Brett Wiley. Last time Kansas City was here, we could not have a day with good weather. One being rained out, the other one, there was some sprinkles. And I believe that was the first game of the series. All 3 days that we've been here, it's been beautiful in Wichita. That's inside on Wheat. He walks, recovering from a no-2 strike and walking on 4 straight balls. That puts the very speedy Dalton Wheat on for Brett Wiley. So far today, Wiley, pretty productive day at the office. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. Singled in the first, but was ultimately stranded at second, and he drove a run home in the third with an RBI single before being stranded at first. He comes out now with Wheat on first, no one out. T-Bone's leading 3-2. First pitch to Wiley, gets under it and sends it out to deep center field. Middlestead on the warning track, brings it in at the wall for the first out. That ball was absolutely clubbed. No wind to speak of here in Wichita. That could have helped that. That's the second time today that Kansas City has had 2 balls just smashed to center field. The deepest part of the ballpark here, of course. Vladimir Frias having one happen to him in the second inning. Actually, the 4th inning. And Brett Wiley just having it happen again, caught on the wall. First pitch to Jake Blackwood, the fastball down Broadway. No balls and a strike with 1 out. Dalton Wheat on first. T-Bone's leading 3-2 here in the top of the 5th. So far today, Jake Blackwood is 0 for 2. Last time he was up, he lined into a 1-4. And lined into a 4 double play. So he lined out to Stringer at second. Stringer stepped on second. Next pitch is high to Blackwood. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. I said it on Tuesday. Jake Blackwood went 0 for 4 in the first game of the doubleheader, and I said he's an RBI machine. You can't keep this guy down for long. He's going to start producing runs. What did he do on his first at-bat in Game 2 of the doubleheader? Wouldn't you know it, a 3-run home run. I said it again. Let's see if it works as he pops that straight in the air. And shut up, Sam. Dalton Wheat was running for second. Jake Blackwood gets that to Vargas in shallow center field for the second out. Wheat returns back to first. Walking into the box now is the very powerful Anthony Gallus. So far today, Gallus is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. Gallus takes the first pitch and fouls it down the right field line and out of play. No balls and a strike. Gallus sends that down the right field line. That's absolutely smoked, but foul. Had home run distance, but just a touch too early. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wheat on first. T-Bone's leading 3-2 in the top of the 5th. T-Bones have scored in the second, third, and fourth. Trying to keep it going here as that's high and outside to Gallus. Make it 1-2. Like I said yesterday, Gallus went 1 for 4 with the ribby. So far, batting .205, 14 home runs and 37 RBIs. The 1-2. Gallus rolls that over to third where Zach Cox welcomes it into his glove and fires to first for the third out. Kansas City gets a runner on, but they strand him. And they still lead 3-2 as we head to the home half of the 5th here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones lead 3-2 as we head to the home half of the fifth. Brent Dean will get things leading off for the Wingnuts. This is Sam King at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Dean enters the box 0 for 1 today after grounding out to short in the first. First pitch from Sean Fernie. In there, no balls and a strike. As we start today's segment of This Day in Baseball History. On this day in 2011. That's low, even the count of 1. Mike Jacobs becomes the first professional baseball player to be suspended for testing positive for human growth hormone, otherwise known as HGH. The 30-year-old Rockies minor leaguer, that's sent out to deep left field by Dean. Tailing foul, Vladimir Frias with the grab over his head for the first out. Mike Jacobs, the 30-year-old Rockies minor leaguer first baseman who has played for the Mets, Marlins, and Royals, is handed a 50-game suspension for the involvement with HGH, the very first one to get suspended for that. We've seen a large number of baseball players being suspended for that. And you can't just say baseball players, it's every sport, as everybody tries to find that cutting edge to just give them that little bit of burst. As Leo Vargas steps in, so far today, Vargas is 0 for 1 after grounding out to short in the second. On this day in 2012, as we get set for the first pitch from Fernie, is low, 1-0. Adam Dunn becomes the 50th major leaguer to hit 400 career home runs when he goes deep in the 8th inning with a 2-run blast off Tim Collins and a White Sox loss to Kansas City, that's right, at Kauffman Stadium. Vargas comes up swinging an empty 1 ball, 1 strike. The 32-year-old Chicago first baseman joins Paul Konerko in reaching the milestone this season, making them the first teammates in baseball history to hit their 400th round tripper in the same year, playing for the same team. 1-1 as Fernie gets Vargas to swing at a breaking ball and come up empty yet again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fernie yet again with the 1-2. Vargas checks a swing. He does not go. It's even at 2. On this day in 2004, the Spokane Indians, an affiliate team for the Texas Rangers, edged the Tri-City Dust Devils, another affiliate team for the Colorado Rockies, 2-1 in 23 innings. The Northwest League game, which lasted 6 hours, that's line back to Fernie at the mound. 1 hopper to Fernie, and he'll throw it to Blackwood for the second out. That game went 23 innings and lasted 6 hours and 37 minutes, was scoreless for 19 innings, and suspended in a 1-1 tie in the 21st inning the previous night. Oh, my Lord. I don't even know how I would broadcast that. I don't know if it was mostly groundouts, flyouts, strikeouts, or what have you. Scoreless for 19 innings and went 23 and ended 2-1. That's not even baseball anymore. That's more soccer. As Christian Stringer gets started with 2 down, he shows bunt, pulls it back, I guess, in time. It's outside, 1 ball, no strikes. I say that's mostly like soccer because, soccer takes forever and can end in a 0-0 tie. If anybody likes soccer, didn't mean to offend you, but I stand by it. Always will. That's in there, 1-1. On this day in 1995, in spite of a Braves rally in the ninth, Tom Hinkie records his 300th career save when the Cardinals edged Atlanta 4-3. He becomes the 7th pitcher in Major League history to reach this milestone. Outside, 2 on the Stringer. Why is that something that I should talk about? Because Tom Hinkie is a Kansas City native. Picked up his 300th career save with the Atlanta Braves on this day in 1995. Stringer rolls that over foul. The count's now even at 2. On this day in 1979, in a 6-5 victory at Veterans Stadium, Giants first baseman Willie McCovey hits his 505th home run off Larry Christensen. That established him as the National League all-time left-handed home run leader. Southpaw swinger Eddie Matthews had previously led the NL, collecting 504 round-trippers playing for the Braves and Astros, adding another 9 for Detroit in the American League at the end of his 17-year career. Gotta love seeing that as that bounces in front of more and then bounces off more into the Wingnets bullpen. Dugout, I should say. Draws the count full, 2 down. I like that one because us lefties need to stick together. I was talking to Bill Sobey and the trainer Josh Adams before the game. And they kept telling me how weird the lefties are. Everything about us is apparently weird. I can see it. Sean Fernie takes that. Pitch to Christian Stringer. Stringer sends that out to center field. And Stringer will be onto the ground rule double. Tyler Massey couldn't get the read on it in the lights. He dives for it, but it bounces up off the warning track and over the wall for the ground rule double. As Zach Cox steps in, Cox is 2 for 2 today with a 2-run home run in the first and a single in the third. On this day in 1982 at the Astrodome, that's how old this is, Pete Rose becomes the all-time leader in plate appearances when he steps up to the plate for the 13,941st time. The Phillies' third baseman, surpasses Cardinal legend Stan Musial, who established a mark in 1963. Wichita, of course, being managed by Pete Rose Jr. I would have loved at least one time for Pete Rose Sr. to be here. Favorite baseball player of all time. The first pitch to Cox. Just high, 1-0. I know I catch a lot of flack for saying that Pete Rose is my favorite player because he kind of does have a dark mark. But tell me one person who's ever played a sport harder than hustling Pete Rose. I'm actually challenging you. Try. On the outer half with the breaking ball, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. T-Bone's leading 3-2 with the man on second here in the bottom of the 5th. On this day in 1960, in a Midwest League contest, Bob Sprout throws a 7-inning no-hitter, striking out 22 batters as the Decatur Commodores defeat the Waterloo Hawks 3-0. The 18-year-old minor league southpaw will pitch in just 1 big league game, appearing with the Angels in 1961 as Cox fouls that back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's important to me. Gotta love minor league baseball. Anything can happen in minor league baseball. That's why you gotta love the Kansas City T-Bones. And the final one in 1910 on August 18th. That's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rickwood Field becomes the first concrete and steel ballpark in the minor leagues. It opens in Birmingham with the hometown Barons scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th in their exciting 3-2 walk-off victory over Montgomery. The Alabama landmark, which will become the oldest surviving professional baseball park in the country, is well attended by the citizens of the booming iron and steel town, often drawing standing room only crowds, in excess of 10,000 fans in the first decade of its existence. As that's outside to Cox, and that draws the count full with 2 down. Of course, we're coming to you live from Lawrence Dumont Stadium. First concrete and steel park, was built in 1910. Lawrence Dumont Stadium, another concrete and steel park, was built and born just 24 years later. It's still the 6th oldest ballpark used at any level of baseball as Cox fouls it off to stay alive with the count full. Rickwood Field, I'd be interested to see if that's still working. I'm going to do a quick Google. Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, still in existence. And I see the pictures for it. It's beautiful. It has the old light towers that are still here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. They have only one left. The old pylon set up as Cox checks the swing. They say he doesn't go, and back-to-back walks put runners on first and second. With the T-Bones still leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 down. And I can't say back-to-back walks. I'd completely forgotten that Christian Stringer reached on a ground rule double. I do apologize for that. Rickwood Field is still used, like I just said. It holds 10,800 in Birmingham, Alabama. And the way it's described, it's being preserved and is undergoing gradual restoration as Bill Sobey comes out to talk to Sean Verney. It is being used as a working museum where baseball's history can be experienced. The Barons also play one regular season game a year at Rickwood Field. Rickwood Field is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Before Rickwood Field became a thing, the Birmingham Coal Barons baseball team began playing professionally in 1887 with their home games at an informal park called, I don't know if I'm reading that right, Slag Pile Field in West End. Somebody tell me what a slag pile is. I honestly have no clue. Whatever. I'm going to ignore that. That was today's segment of This Day in Baseball History as Brent Cleveland steps in for Wichita. So far today, Cleveland is 0 for 2. The flats are right in the first, and he grounded into a 5-4 double play in the third. He comes on now. The runners on first and second. 2 down. T-Bones leading 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Cleveland. Breaking ball in the outer half, called strike. No balls and a strike. Getting loose in the T-Bones bullpen is number 23, David Holman. Like I said, Sean Fernie is scheduled to be limited to 75 pitches, so he's currently at 78. I'm sure John Mazzarelli just wants to leave him out there to try to finish the 5th because you need the 5 innings to be considered to pick up the win. It's better for a guy's confidence coming off the DL than picking up a win in one of his quote-unquote rehab starts. That's inside on Cleveland. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. If Sean Fernie can retire Brent Cleveland with no damage done, then he'll be on the hook for the win with the T-Bones leading 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-1, Cleveland comes up swinging an empty, and that evens the count at 2. Sean Fernie spent his college ball at the University of Rhode Island. I believe they're the Rams. Made the Rams proud. If I'm wrong on that, I know I'm being cursed in Rhode Island. The 2-2. Bounces across, blocked by Tyler Moore. That draws the count full. On deck for Wichita's number 15, TJ Middlestat. Sean Fernie looks in for the sign from Tyler Moore and comes set. He fires home, bus runners go. Cleveland checks a swing. They said he doesn't go, and he does. Oh, that one hurts. That one really hurts. The T-Bones know that he went. I know that he went. The first base umpire not saying he goes. The T-Bones dugout still very animated. First base umpire walking over there trying to instigate it. Not much professionalism from this umpire's crew here. You can't walk over and instigate. You're supposed to be the law on the field. Stay where you are. Ignore him if you have to. Just don't take it personal. As TJ Middlestat steps into the bases loaded with a 2 down. First pitch to Middlestat, fastball just inside. Counts now, 1 ball, no strikes. The T-Bones dugout still not a fan of that call. But we'll let that one go. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. T-Bones leading 3-2. And the bottom of the 5th. Fernie comes set with the 1-0. He fires home. Middlestat ropes that into right field. That'll score a run, maybe 2 as they're sending the other one. Dalton Wheat comes up firing. Jake Blackwood does not cut it up. It's past Tyler Moore at catcher. Sean Fernie can't handle it on the rebound. And TJ Middlestat is in there at second with runners on second and third. The T-Bones now trailing 4-3. That might be it for Fernie. John Mazzarelli on the top step. And he's coming out to end the day. Josh Hodges in the T-Bones dugout, really not happy with that. Slams the clipboard on the railing. Gotta love the competitive fire from Hodges. That ends the day for Sean Fernie, but not officially, as the both runners on second and third still his. David Holman will enter the game for Kansas City here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. T-Bones now trail 4-3 after Wichita's TJ Middlestat drove home 2 after the, I don't like to say this, but after the umpires gave Brent Cleveland 1. Full count, Cleveland checked the swing very clearly. That's a tough call, but very clearly went as the first pitch from Matt Chavez is lined to Vladimir Frias for the third and final out. David Holman, 1 pitch in his relief outing so far, 1 out. It's about as efficient as it gets as the T-Bones now trail 4-3 through 5 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network as the T-Bones trail 4-3 as we get set to begin the sixth inning. Starlin Rodriguez leading off for Kansas City. So far today, Rodriguez has had a productive day at the office. Rodriguez hit a solo home run in the first and then scored and singled in the fourth. 1-1 count to Rodriguez from Bo Shears. Righty versus righty. Rodriguez, the 1-1. Fastball just low but called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Devon's dugout and Rodriguez really not a fan of that. I'm going to give the home plate umpire the benefit of the doubt on that. I think it hit his knees at that level at least. 1-2. Rodriguez reaches out for the fastball, chops it to Hopper to short. Vargas charging. Close play at first. Rodriguez is out on the 6-3 for the first out. Rodriguez's speed made it a close one, but he was out by a half a step to retire him to start off the sixth. Wichita brought home 2 in the bottom of the fifth off the bat of the former T-Bone TJ Middlestat. And that brings up Vladimir Frias. So far today, Frias is over 2 with 2 flyouts to center field. His most recent one in the fourth was caught at the wall by Middlestat. Just not enough, just barely. As the first pitch to Frias is low and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Frias takes the 1-0 and rolls over to first. The 2 hopper to Chavez. Chavez steps on the bag for himself for the second out. That brings up Tyler Moore, who's 1 for 2 today. He singled, but was tagged down on the fielder's choice in the fourth. He is 1 for 2, like I said. He comes on with nobody on, 2 down. T-Bones trailing 4-3 to the Wingnuts. And the top of the sixth. Bo Shears comes set with the 1-0, with the first pitch, I should say, actually. Now make it 1-0. Medina setting up inside for the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball laid in there beautifully on the inner half. Called strike. That evens the count at 1. Bo Shears now inside. 2 balls and a strike. Bo Shears keeping the ball inside on Moore. I don't know if they know something we don't know, but I don't know if Tyler Moore has trouble getting his hands around. I couldn't tell you. 2-1 is way inside. That draws the count down to 3 balls and a strike. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bo Shears comes set. Medina setting up outside. He fires home just outside, and Moore walks with 2 down.
Fans, make sure you make it over to Spinner's Dugout for tonight's 50-50 raffle. Tonight's raffle benefiting the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. Our jackpot has grown from $95 now to...
T-Bones trail 4-3 here in the top of the 6th with 2 down. The runner on first as Sergio Leon steps in for the T-Bones. So far today, Leon is 0 for 1. He is sac fly RBI in the 4th. That was the last time we saw him with the productive at-bat. First pitch to Leon. He rolls over, sends a 2-hopper to short. Vargas ranging to his right, no throw. As Leon has speed to beat it out, he's on with an infield single with 2 down, putting runners on first and second for the top of the order, Tyler Massey. Martin Medina will come out and talk to Bo Shears. Bo Shears having a very good day at the office as well. That pitch is something you can't really do too much with. The way you play on turf, that ball's going to hop, it's going to scoot across. The ball does not slow down on turf. If you've ever played baseball, or any sport, you know that. That ball was scooting, 2-hopped over the third baseman's head. Vargas had his heels on the grass after he arranged to his right. It's a tough play by any shortstop as Tyler Massey steps in. Comes on down, runners on first and second, 2 down. T-Bones trailing 4-3. First pitch to Massey on the outer half, called strike. Massey not a fan, no balls and a strike. So far today, Tyler Massey is 2 for 3. He singled in the first and singled and scored in the third. Bo Shears fires at the 0-1. Outside, that draws the count even at 1. The 1-1. Massey gets under it and pops it straight up and back. Medina still looking for it in play and squeezes it for the third and final out as Kansas City gets a hit, but they strand 2 on, and they still trail 4-3 as we head to the home half of the 6th here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. David Holman still on the pitch for Kansas City. He is the long man in the bullpen for the T-Bones as they trail 4-3 here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Hi, this is Sam Kings. Martin Medina will lead things off for the Wingnuts in the bottom of the 6th. So far today, Medina is 0 for 1. Last time we saw him in the 4th, he walked. Medina takes the first pitch and drops it into left center. He's on with the leadoff single. In the bottom of the 6th on the first pitch. 2 pitches for David Holman today. 1 line out and 1 single. Not much of a sample size on that. Richard Prigatano on now with the runner on first. Still no one out. The T-Bones trailing 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th. So far today, Prigatano is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. First pitch to Prigatano, right down Broadway with the fastball. No balls and a strike. That's the first pitch thrown today by David Holman that they haven't made contact in. Granted, that was his 3rd pitch. Holman looks in for the sign from Moore. He likes what he sees and comes set. The 0-1 fires home. Outside to Moore. That evens the count now at 1. Last time out for David Holman was just 2 days ago. He pitched 1 scoreless inning of relief in the first game of the doubleheader on Tuesday, giving up 1 hit. He picked up a win on August 8th, the only time out before that. Game the T-Bones won 8-7 at Community American Ballpark. So that's lone outside, 2-1 to Prigatano. He went 4 innings, giving up 2 runs, 8 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. So far this season, Holman is 4 for 4 with a 5.17 ERA. He has 16 appearances, 10 being starts, and in 6 2 2/3 has struck out 25 while walking 24. The 2-1. Prigatano comes up swinging and empty, and now the count is even at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, no one out, runner on first. T-Bones trailing 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Holman comes set, looks in, more set up outside. He fires with the 2-2. Prigatano right up the middle, 1 hopper to Holman. Holman freest to Blackwood, pulls Blackwood off the bag, but he applies the tag for the 1-6-3 double play, sending him down with 2 down. Prigatano adamant that Blackwood did not apply the tag. Exchanging words with the first base umpire, he'll return to the Wingnuts dugout. 2 huge outs for David Holman there. Brent Dean steps in now for Wichita. Dean is 0 for 2 today. The ground out and the fly out. Fly out coming in the 5th. First pitch to Dean on the inner half, called strike, no balls and a strike. With 2 down, the T-Bones leading 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Holman looks in, steps, fires, and delivers. And Holman and Dean. Oh, man, I butchered that one pretty hard. Dean comes up swinging and empty, the 0-2. Full moon here in Wichita. Always bodes well for the Kansas City baseball teams, whether it be the Royals or the Wingnuts. The 0-2, Holman fires. Swing and a miss. Brent Dean sends you down on 3 pitches. David Holman allows the hit, but the double play allows him to send the Wingnuts down 1-2-3 in the 6th as the T-Bones still trail 4-3 through 6 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King at Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita, where the T-Bones trailing the Wingnuts 4-3 will come up to the top of the seventh seed. Dalton Wheat leading it off for Kansas City. First pitch to Wheat from his still waiting as Bo Shears just now steps on the mound. So far today, Dalton Wheat is 1 for 2. First pitch to Wheat, breaking ball in the outer half, called strike. No balls and a strike. Bo Shears working quickly, fires. Wheat chops that down the first baseline. He's got speed to make this interesting. Close play at the bag. Dalton Wheat steps on before Bo Shears covers. He's safe at the bag. To lead things off here in the seventh, Dalton Wheat has the speed to be a big difference maker. Matt Chavez couldn't cover in time. Dalton Wheat, the X Factor. He's on. The high chopper was just enough. Bo Shears did cover the bag in time, but Chavez's throw, I guess, was a little slow and couldn't get Bo Shears' foot on, but Dalton Wheat got his on. He's on to the leadoff single for Brett Wiley. So far today, Wiley is 2 for 3 with a ribby. Bo Shears feeling a little salty. Checks on Wheat at first. Wheat dives back safely. Bo Shears comes set. First pitch to Wiley. Martinez set up outside. On the outer half of the fastball, late called strike. No balls and a strike. Dalton Wheat picking up his second hit of the game just moments ago. Brett Wiley sends that to over a leaping Zach Cox at third. And they'll play station to station. Wheat on second, Wiley on first. Back-to-back singles for the T-Bones in the seventh.
Hey, when your teenager starts driving, you're thinking about their safety. Well, they're thinking about their new freedom. Give them the knowledge and encouragement it takes to become a safe, mature driver.
Getting loose in the Wichita bullpen is number 18, Gage Smith. Medina will come out and talk to Bo Shears on the mound. And he's working himself into a little bit of trouble. Runners on first and second, still no one out. Here at the top of the seventh, is his team only leading by 1, 4-3. He's given up 11 hits so far. Everybody around here has been bragging about Bo Shears' previous starts, and I looked at it, and he's just been giving up a lot of hits. Not too many runs, and what does that tell you? Not too many strikeouts either. That tells you his defense has bailed him out of a lot of opportunities. Bo Shears steps off to check on the runners. They both return. In his last start on August 11th, picked up the win against Winnipeg when he pitched 7 2/3 and allowed 7 runs. 6 earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts while allowing 10 hits. It's another back-to-back double-digit hit as Jake Blackwood sends that down the right field line, just barely fouled by a matter of inches. That was beyond close. Good call by the umpire's crew to be on top of that, as that would have scored them both easily with the power of Blackwood. The Oppo Taco would have been an option. Did stay in the park, but just inches foul down the right field line on the warning track. He'll have to step back with a loud foul ball. Runner still on first and second. Three of Alex Boshears' 12 starts this season. He has given up double-digit hits. Make that 4. If you count today's game with the T-Bones, already giving up 11. The 0-1, fastball in the inner half. He lays off. Counts now even at 1. Blackwood digs in. Righty versus righty, 1-1. Runners on first and second. Wiley on first. Wheat on second. T-Bones trailing 4-3. Medina setting up outside. Breaking ball just misses outside. Blackwood's ahead in the count, 2-1. The 2-1. Blackwood gets under it and pops it straight up. Vargas barely needing to move. Ball coming down after it was in a mile in the air. Squeezes it for the first out.
Designated hitter number 7, Anthony Gallus.
That brings in Anthony Gallus. So far today, Gallus has struggled, going 0 for 3. He comes on now with the man on scoring position. And another one on first with 1 out. T-Bones trailing 4-3 in the 7th. First pitch to Gallus. He sends it out to center field. Middlestead still retreating. That's going to drop off the wall. Wiley going for third. Wheat going for home. Vargas gets it on the cut. Close play at the plate. Dalton Wheat ties it up with the head first slide. Anthony Gallus RBI double. Puts 2 runners in scoring position, still with 1 out. T-Bones tied at 4 in the top of the 7th thanks to the bat of Anthony Gallus. That ball is off the wall in center field, just inches short of a home run. That brings in Starlin Rodriguez, who has been swinging the bat hot recently. He is 2 for 3 today with 2 runs scored and a ribby, including a solo home run in the 2nd. First pitch to Rodriguez is low, 1-0. Dalton Wheat led this inning off with a single. He was followed by a single from Brett Wiley. And an RBI double from Anthony Gallus is how we've gotten to runners on second and third with 1 out in the game now tied at 4. Breaking ball inside, called strike, counts even at 1. Sean Fernie is now off the hook for the loss. The 1-1. Rodriguez goes swinging and comes up empty for a breaking ball, low and far away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rodriguez takes the long walk around to regain his composure. 1-2. Boshears gets the sign that he likes, steps and fires. Rodriguez reaches out for it and chops it down the third baseline, but foul, and he'll stay alive. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Game tied at 4 in the top of the 7th. T-Bone's still threatening. The 1-2 from Boshears. Sent straight back by Rodriguez. He'll stay alive with the 1-2. Medina setting up inside for the 1-2. Boshears fires. Rodriguez fouls it off his right foot. He is coming up gimpy. I know his legs have been killing him recently. fouling one off your foot definitely can't help. Rodriguez still taking the long way around, making sure he's fine. The trainer's on the top step. Rodriguez bends over to try to readjust himself. He'll step back in the box. Runners on second and third. T-Bones threatening with one out, 1-2 count, tied at 4 in the top of the seventh. They got one to tie it so far this inning when Dalton Wheat scored an RBI double from Anthony Gallus. Gallus still on second, Brett Wiley on third. The 1-2 from Boshears, way inside. That evens the count at 2. When you have a guy that fouled something off his foot and he comes up a little gimpy or, he just comes up hurt somehow, 9 times out of 10, the very next pitch, going to be inside on the guy. You want him jumping and swinging at some goofy stuff. Rodriguez doesn't bite, and the count's even at 2. Boshears comes set to 2-2. Bounces, but blocked by Medina. And Rodriguez now draws the count full. On deck for Kansas City is number 11, Vladimir Frias. Rodriguez steps back in with the full count and the one out. Runners on second and third. The game tied at 4 in the top of the seventh. Boshears comes set, fires home. The payoff pitch, Rodriguez goes down swinging for the second out. Good slider from Boshears is what sends him down. Route number 2, and it takes away the sacrifice. Pete Rose Jr. will come out of the Wingnuts bullpen dugout. I'm sure this could be the hook for Boshears. This might be a time for just saying, what can you get me? Pete Rose Jr. taking the long walk out there. He has told me he has a rod in his left leg. And he always tells me that, well, not always, he told me twice. If I go out to the mound, 9 times out of 10, I'm giving the guy the hook. I'm going to make it count. It takes a lot for me to get out of the dugout. He also says the same about arguing with umpires. He says if he's going out there to talk to an umpire, he's going to get his money's worth because he exhibited a lot of effort getting out of the dugout. As Vladimir Frias walks in with runners on second and third with 2 down. The game tied at 4 in the top of the 7th.
Shortstop number 11, Vladimir Frias.
Frias toes in. He's 0 for 3 today. 2 flats to center field. 1 right at the wall. First pitch to him is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Boshears comes set and fires that heater past Frias, who comes up swinging an empty at 1 that was waist level. 1 ball and a strike with 2 outs. So he gets a hold of that pitch at waist level right over the heart of the plate. I don't know too many professional baseball players that don't send that over the fence. Boshears gets away with 1 there. He comes set with the 1-1. Medina setting up inside. It's high and outside, 2-1. Boshears misses his spot badly. I personally have not been impressed by Alex Boshears. Everybody around here was talking him up like he was a Greek god as Vladimir Frias sends it out to right field. That could drop. Prigatone on his horse brings it on the line for the third and final out, covering about 90 feet. As T-Bones get 1 run on 3 hits, but they strand 2 on. But the game is now tied at 4. Brand new ball game through 6.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Leo Vargas will lead things off in the bottom of the seventh. We jump in a little late with the 1-0 count to Vargas. Holman sets and delivers to the 1-0. Breaking ball right down Broadway. No swing from Vargas. Counts now even at 1. So far today, Leo Vargas is 0 for 2. Next pitch is outside and hops into the other batter's box. Counts now 2-1. Josh Tolles getting loose down in the T-Bones bullpen. The lefty could be a situational addition. Here comes the 2-1 from Holman. Fastball blown right by him in the inner half. The count is even at 2. Holman steps, fires. More setup outside. Slider, good pitch away. Draws the count full, but that's one where you think that Leo Vargas could be swinging at. And he does that quite often with 58 strikeouts this season. Only 15 walks with a payoff pitch coming from Holman. And he goes down swinging on a heater on the inner half. Woo-wee, that was blown by him for the first out. And that brings in Christian Stringer. Stringer having a day at the office as well, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored so far. John Mazzarelli will come out and they'll bring in Josh Tolles to face the lefty. That ends the day for David Holman. In Holman's relief appearance, he pitched 1 1/3. Scoreless work, allowing 1 hit, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. So we'll see Josh Tolles coming in on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Josh Tolles on to face the top of the order, Christian Stringer. Go one. Tolles breaking ball. Stringer way out ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Like I said, Christian Stringer is 2 for 3 today with 2 runs scored. Josh Tolles enters this appearance with an ERA of 4.01. He's 5-3 on the season with 22 total appearances, 2 starts, and in a 49 1/3 has struck out 42 while walking 26. Stringer fouls that down the first baseline. No balls and 2 strikes. As Jared Messer really hustling for that ball out of the T-Bones dugout. Full speed, sliding, handles it. Everybody here in Wichita getting a giggle out of that. Josh Tolles did pitch yesterday and went 2/3 of an inning, allowing a run and a hit with 1 strikeout. Stringer fouls that barely down the first baseline. Jake Blackwood, sliding grab, would have been a web gem if he had kept the ball fair. Not his problem, though. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Game tied at 4 here in the bottom of the 7th. The 0-2 to Stringer is high. That draws the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Quiet crowd here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. The 1-2 from Tolles just high, knowing that he just missed. Counts now even at 2. Attendance numbers in Wichita have been good for the 3 days that we've been here. Last night's attendance was 2181. Have to think that today's is right around there. Christian Stringer sends a towering fly ball to right field off Tolles. Dalton Wheat settling under it with his heels on the warning track for the 2nd out. And that brings up Zach Cox, who's having one of the more productive days around the league. That's a pretty safe bet. 2 for 2, a 2-run scored, 2 ribbies, and a walk. Very, very good day at the office for him. First pitch from Tolles to Cox, way inside, 1-0. Lefty versus lefty, this is what Tolles is made for. Josh Tolles, the 5'7", 175-pound left-hander from the land down under, Adelaide, Australia. Ooh, that was just a terrible Australian accent. 1-1 count to Cox. As Tolles, love how quickly he works. Already fires a breaking ball in the outer half for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. T-Bones tied with the Wingnuts at 4 in the bottom of the 7th. Low 1-2. Just a touch outside. Tyler Moore tries to frame it. Home plate umpire A.J. Chalk all over it, evening the count at 2. Outfield shaded slightly to the right. Infield straight up. Sergio Leon just playing off the line. The 2-2. Low draws the count full. Good pitch from Tolles. Trying to get Cox to go down under on that fastball. Payoff pitch from Tolles. Cox goes down swinging for the 3rd out. As the T-Bones are still tied with the Wingnuts at 4 through 7 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Welcome back to the T-Bones broadcast. Eric T-Bones and Wingnuts tied at 4 as we head to the 8th. Tyler Moore leading things off for Kansas City. First pitch to Moore is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. On the pitch now for Wichita is the relief pitcher Gage Smith. He's got the lower 3/4 delivery. It's a funky from the right-hander. That's outside, 2-0. Entering this appearance, Smith, who has just been signed, has yet to allow a run in his 1 appearance, which came out to 1 inning, where he allowed 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts. The 2-0. Way inside on Moore. Moore way ahead in the count now, 3 balls and no strikes. Just inside on Moore, but called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Still no one out. Gage Smith was signed by the Wingnuts on Tuesday, and he made an appearance that day, the 3-1. On the inner half, called strike. T-Bones dugout sure thought I was inside, so did I. The count is full. On deck for the T-Bones is number 4, Sergio Leone. Tosses a scoreless inning in the Wingnuts debut on August 16th against the T-Bones. Game 2 of that doubleheader. The payoff pitch to Moore. He sends it up the middle. Soft grounder to Smith. Smith underhands it to Chavez at first. For the first out. That brings up Sergio Leone. So far today, Leone is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Out of the 9-hole. Gage Smith resides from Tallahassee, Florida, where he pitched for the Florida State Seminoles. First pitch to Leone in there, no balls and a strike. Sergio Leone from Marshall University, but originally from Miami, Florida. Him and Gage Smith's paths might have crossed somewhere along the lines. The 0-1. Breaking ball that cuts way too much outside. The count's even at 1. Gage Smith worked 26 innings pitched in 18 games in the Milwaukee organization, high in AA earlier this year with a 2.42 ERA. The 1-1. Smith has the slider, make it 1-2. With him being a righty, with anybody that's in the right-handed batter's box, the way that he delivers the ball low, lower three quarters with the sweeping arm action. That slider is going to look like it's going to hit you. Then it's just going to cut right in. That's exactly what it did to Leone. 1-2, Leone in on his hands. Bloops it to third where Cox handles it, stealing it from Vargas at short. Crossing right in front of him for the second out. That brings up Tyler Massey. Massey is 2 for 4 today with a run scored out of the leadoff hole. Two outs in the top of the eighth of the game, tied at 4 between the Wingnuts and T-Bones. Smith comes set, first pitch to Massey. Fastball on the inner half, called strike, no balls and a strike. And what happens to these lower three-quarter guys with left-handed hitting? Sometimes that ball is driven, or I mean not driven, but pulled. And it can be pretty entertaining as Massey fouls that off and down the left field line and out of play. He's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. Five pitchers out of the Wingnuts bullpen yesterday. I don't know if they're depleted as Massey pops that up. Vargas' heels in left field. He'll snag it for the third out. T-Bones go down to 1-2-3 thanks to Gage Smith. We're still tied at 4 through 7.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. T-Bones and Wingnuts tied at 4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. This is Sam King at Lawrence Dumont Stadium for the season finale against the T-Bones and Wingnuts. We'll see Brent Cleveland step into the box now for the Wingnuts. So far today, Cleveland is 0 for 2 today with the walk. That walk coming in the 5th kept the Wingnuts alive, where they scored 2 runs to tie it. First pitch from Josh Tolles on the outer half, called strike, no balls and a strike. There was a full count to Cleveland. He checked his swing. Many people in the ballpark, including myself, thought for sure that he went around. The only person that didn't think he went, probably Pete Rose Jr. and Kurt Brandon, the first base umpire. Breaking ball just misses. Count's now 2-1. Outfield playing back almost to the warning track. Infield playing straight up but guarding the lines. Breaking ball floats in there. It evens the count at 2. Tolles the lefty against Cleveland the righty. The 2-2. Right down the middle. Cleveland checks the swing. He goes. It gets away from Tyler Moore. And Cleveland will be on the strikeout. Wild pitch. And the whole plate umpire and Tyler Moore both threw balls back to Josh Tolles. Tolles didn't really know what to do. He kind of panicked. Kind of funny to watch. Go-ahead run on first for the Wingnuts with no one out here in the 8th. As TJ Middlestat steps up, he's a dangerous hitter and a dangerous opportunity. First pitch to Middlestat, just high and outside, 1-0. So far today, the former T-Bone is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And no, he does not have an inside the park home run. He hit one on Tuesday and hit one on Wednesday. Tolles comes set with the 1-0, and he checks on Cleveland at first. Cleveland back standing. TJ Middlestat, during his time in Kansas City in 2014, picked up 52 RBIs and 16 home runs in 100 games. So far this season, he's at 62 RBIs with the Wingnuts and 14 home runs. The 2-0, Tolles comes set and fires. Outside, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, no one out, runner on first. Game tied at 4 in the bottom of the 8th. The 3-0 from Tolles. Fastball right down Broadway, no swing, 3-1. Tolles comes set. Cleveland with a healthy lead off first. He steps and fires home. Middlestat fouls it back, and Tolles has himself back in this count with it now being full. On deck for Wichita is number 45, Matt Chavez. Kansas City was walked off against last night, losing that one 6-7. T-Bones had a 5-6 lead heading into the bottom of the 9th, but Zach Cox, 2-run home run, into that. Runner goes. As Middlestat fouls that back, the count remains full. Middlestat taking his time getting back into the box for the full count pitch. No one out, the runner on first, game tied at 4, bottom of the 8th. Tolles comes set, looks in, and fires to first. Brent Cleveland back standing. Kansas City will return home for a 6-game homestand. Off day on Monday, the first 3 against the Texas Airhogs. Next 3 at home against the Laredo Lemurs. The payoff pitch, runner goes high, that walks him. Tyler Moore throws down, but he walked, so it's runners on first and second. Bill Sobey will come out and talk to Josh Tolles. I asked Sobes what he talks about when he goes out to the mound, and he says he doesn't like to dwell in the past. He doesn't want to go out there and say, hey, why'd you leave a fastball hanging? Why was your breaking ball outside? How did you walk that guy? He doesn't do any of that. What he wants to do, he said he does a majority of the time, not every time. He said he'll go out there and say one of 2 things. Hey, baby, we got this. Stay calm. We're in this. And that was an exact quote. That was spot on. Or he'll say, what are you doing? Buckle down. Get this next guy. Let's get out of here and call it good. Right there, I'm thinking he'd tell Josh Tolles to settle down here. After a drop third strike, puts Brent Cleveland on, and a walk puts TJ Middlestat on first and second. No one out for Martin Medina with the game tied at 4 in the bottom of the 8th. Lefty Tolles against the righty Medina. First pitch from Tolles is high, 1-0. Josh Tolles played collegiately at Rockhurst University in Kansas City. And last season with the T-Bones, he went 2-0 with a .455 ERA in 29 appearances, 2 being starts, and a 55 and a third, struck out 49 while walking 26. The 1-0. Low and inside, make it 2-0. Very similar numbers this season except for the win-loss. Last season went 2-0. This season so far, he's 5-3. Came in today, tied with his former mark at 26 walks, but he's walked 1 already, make it 27. And he's almost to his number of 49 strikeouts. He's currently at 44. As that's lined in the left field, Matt Chavez. Starlin Rodriguez charging on it. As Cleveland will be held at third to load the bases. That was a very loud single, as I'm sure everybody in the park thought. At the third base coach, Jim Fultz was going to send Cleveland home, but Cleveland doesn't have the same running legs that he did when he was with the Detroit Tigers in the Major League. He'll have to be held up at third. Josh Tolles now working with the bases loaded and no one out for Martin Medina. I realize now I said Medina was up last at bat, and I do apologize for that. It was Matt Chavez who was standing on first after singling. Bases loaded, no one out, infield playing in. First pitch to Medina. Breaking ball that cuts right over the heart. No balls and a strike. A strikeout here for Tolles would be astronomical. The 0-1, Tolles fires home. Slider just misses the outer half, and the count's now even at 1. No action in the T-Bones bullpen with the bases loaded and no one out. Game still tied at 4 in the bottom of the 8th. Tolles coming set with the 1-1. Tyler Moore set up inside, right to the target spot. Make it 1-2. One more strike from Tolles is huge. One ball, 2 strikes, no one out, bases juiced. Game tied at 4, bottom of the 8th. Tolles coming set. And misses outside, not even to count at 2. Medina fouls that straight back right underneath my broadcast booth to keep the count even at 2. Medina not going to be taking a fastball in this situation. And why would you with the 2-2 count? Medina rolls it over foul on a pitch that was probably ball 3, but thank you for the gift, keeping the count even at 2. Josh Tolles needing to work out of this. Currently sitting at 34 pitches. Medina sends it out to left field. Rodriguez coming in. Fires home. Tyler Moore charging. That scores the go-ahead run. Both runners advance to second and third. Martin Medina doing his job and driving a run home. Richard Prigatano stepping in now for Wichita. So far today, Prigatano is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Comes on now with one out and runners on second and third. First pitch from Tolles right across the plate. No balls and a strike. Still no action in the T-Bones bullpen. David Holman no longer on the hook for anything. Well, I guess he wasn't in the first place with the game being tied. No. The 0-1. On the outer half, called strike with a slider. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball inside is Prigatano's weakness. I expect that from Tolles as Moore sets up inside. Breaking ball just barely misses, if at all, on the outer half. 2-2. Prigatano's been known to pull it. And if you want to get him in trouble, make him go oppo. The 2-2. Prigatano sits you down for the second out. He goes down swinging. And that takes away the sacrifice, with runners still on second and third.
Now batting for the Wingbats, left fielder number 16, Brent Dean.
That brings in Brent Dean for Wichita. So far today, Dean is 0 for 3, striking out swinging. Last time we saw him in the 6th. And this tightly contested contest for the T-Bones and the Wingnuts. The righty Dean against the lefty Tolles. First pitch to Dean. Swings and comes up empty, way out ahead of that breaking ball from the lefty Australian. Brent Dean is known to cheat for fastballs. And that was further proof of it. The 0-1. Way out ahead of that breaking ball again, make it 0-2. That was fouled down the left field line about a mile. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runners on second and third. T-Bones now trailing 5-4 against the Wingnuts in the bottom of the 8th. The 0-2 from Tolles. Dean swing and a miss, sits you down for the third and final out, but not before Wichita picks up a run on 1 hit. They now lead 5-4 through 8 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Conveniently share the parking lot.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. I think it's impossible on Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, not to go bump, bump, bump. So that's a little context of what it did. As the T-Bones now trail the Wingnuts 5-4 as we head to the home half to the top of the ninth. Dalton Wheat will lead things off so far. In this count, he's no balls, 1 strike from Frankie Reed. So far today, Dalton Wheat, that's also in there. No balls, 2 strikes, is 2 for 3 today with a run scored. Frankie Reed, arguably the best closer, except for Mark Haynes, in the American Association. The lefty that spent last season in the Miami Marlins organization. Fastball in the outer half, trying to get Wheat to swing at something. He comes up empty. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So far this season, Frankie Reed has a 1.6 ERA, and he's 5-3 in 40 appearances, picked up 17 saves. In 45 innings pitched, has struck out 42 while walking 15, as that's also outside, and that evens the count at 2. Last time out for Frankie Reed was on August 17th, so yesterday, picking up the win against the T-Bones in 1 scoreless outing. 1 inning. No walks, no strikeouts, no hits. The night before, he picked up a save in the first game of the doubleheader, going 1 inning with no walks, no strikeouts, and no hits. Kansas City needs to add a run here in the top of the ninth as Wheat fouls that down the left field line, trying to go opposite field. Count will remain even at 2. Frankie Reed's arm has seen a lot of action in this series. Hopefully that's a sign of what Kansas City can do. Kansas City does have good luck with all-star closers in this league. When we went to Sioux City, Connor Overton blew 2 saves. He's since been purchased by the Giants. The 2-2 chopped foul down the third base line. He stays alive, 2-2. Dalton Wheat in there battling. First 2 batters that the lefty Frankie Reed will face are both lefties, Dalton Wheat and Brett Wiley, who's on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no one out. T-Bones trailing 4-5 here at the top of the ninth. Reed comes set, the 2-2. Wheat sends that foul also down the third baseline, really trying to go opposite field. I don't know if he's actually trying to go opposite field or if what's Frankie Reed's throwing a slider inside, but that's kind of what it's looking like. Frankie Reed's best pitch is that 2-8 slider. When he's behind in the count, he'll throw the fastball slider. His fastball usually tops out at 88. Dalton Wheat takes that and fouls it back. The count remains even at 2. With 2 strikes, you better be looking for that high fastball, and that ball does jump on you. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no one out. T-Bones trailing 4-5. At the top of the ninth for Dalton Wheat. The 2-2. Wheat pops it straight back, and the count remains even at 2. The Dalton Wheat fan club is in attendance here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium every time that he makes a play. There's a large contingency of fans almost right underneath me. Just get super happy. I don't know if they're college friends, family, or what have you. Good to see them supporting Dalton Wheat. That's high. He takes that, and that draws the count full. On deck for Kansas City is number 16, Brett Wiley. If Kansas City gets to the bottom of the ninth, you'll see Evan DeLuca. The full count, Dalton Wheat settles back in against Reed. The payoff pitch. Wheat grounds it sharply to short. Vargas handles it. Strong throw, close play at the bag, and Wheat is out on the 6-3 ground out. Either way, he battled in the box. You have to hold your head high on that. That brings up Brett Wiley, who's 3 for 4 today with a ribby. That RBI coming in the third when he hit an RBI single. He did face Frankie Reed in yesterday's action. I believe it was just a flyout. Thought I'd have more to talk about. First pitch to Wiley, outside, 1-0 from Reed. Brett Wiley, a fastball hitter. If he can get to the 2 strikes, which, I mean, you don't want him to. I think he sees one of those high fastballs, bye-bye birdie. 1-0 pitch just over the lower corner, outer corner. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. Wiley sends it opposite field, foul down the third baseline. He's behind in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. T-Bone's trailing 4-5 in the top of the 9th. Brett Wiley steps in with the 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Infield guarding the lines. Outfield also doing that. Large holes in left and right center. Brett Wiley takes that high, and that evens the count at 2. You've seen him twice. This is the second time in 2 days. Medina setting up outside the 2-2 pitch. Bring him up. Brett Wiley goes down looking on the fastball away for the second out. First strikeout of Frankie Reed for this series. His 3 appearances, this being his 3rd, that being his first strikeout. That brings up Jake Blackwood, the exact man he won up in this situation. So far today, Blackwood is 0 for 4, though. 13 home runs, 63 RBIs. We just need 1 more, and we got a tie ball game. T-Bone's trailing 5-4 in the top of the 9th with 2 down. Lefty versus righty, Reed being the lefty. First pitch, taken by Blackwood right down the middle. No balls and a strike. Huge moment in this ball game with the T-Bones trailing by 1 with 2 outs. 4-5, top of the 9th. The 0-1 from Brady fires home. Inside, almost in on Blackwood's hands. Called strike. Help me out, man. No balls and 2 strikes. He shake my head. Jake Blackwood still can't believe it, shaking his head as he steps out. Can't dwell on that pitch, though. Got to step in and look for the next one. He steps in and looks for the next one. Reed comes set, the 0-2. Medina sets up inside. Blackwood fouls it off down the right field line and out of play. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Frankie Reed set, Medina way inside. Blackwood checks his swing. He does not go. That evens the count. Oh, that makes the count now 1-2. That exact pitch was called a strike earlier this AB. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. T-Bone's trailing 4-5 in the top of the 9th with Jake Blackwood up. Reed comes set, 0-1-2. High, that evens the count at 2. A crowd that's been mostly quiet throughout the night now starts to get loud here at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Jake Blackwood digs in. The 2-2, Reed sends it home. Jake Blackwood sends it to center field. Middlestat charging, and he squeezes it for the 3rd out. T-Bones dropped the season finale against the Wingnuts as they went 1-8 against Wichita this season, losing this one 5-4. Frankie Reed picks up his 16th save of the season. 18th, I should say, save of the season. T-Bones overall record drops to 38-45. Wichita improves to 52-31. Kansas City returns home tonight. Tomorrow, they start a 6-game homestand. The first 3 against the Texas Air Hogs, the next 3 against the Laredo Lemurs. Tickets can be purchased by calling the Providence box office or visiting the Providence box office at Community America Ballpark. So we look at elsewhere around the league and the tightly contested American League Central. Earlier today, St. Paul dropped to Winnipeg 3-9 at Lewis and Clark Park. They're in the top of the 8th. Fargo leading Sioux City 10-6, a huge game for Kansas City. At Joe Becker Stadium, the Joplin Blasters defeated the Lincoln Salt Dogs 4-3. That is huge, absolutely huge for Kansas City. But at U.S. Steel Yard, Gary defeated Sioux Falls 3-2, and that one hurts the T-Bones cause just slightly. Like I said, the T-Bones dropped to 38-45 on the season. Taking the loss for Kansas City was Josh Tolles. That drops Tolles' overall record to 5-4. Picking up the win for Wichita was Gage Smith. He picks up his first win as a Wichita Wingnut. Frankie Reed picked up his 18th save. Kansas City's top hitter today was Brett Wiley, going 3 for 5 with an RBI. Starlin Rodriguez also hit a home run. He went 2 for 4, 2 runs scored and a ribby. Dalton Wheat also 2 for 4 with a run scored, and Tyler Massey batting on the leadoff, 2 for 5. The run scored today's starter, Sean Fernie, only went 4 2/3, allowing 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, while walking 4 and striking 1 out. The top hitter for Wichita today was Zach Cox. Cox went 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Throwing TJ Middlestad, he went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, and Christian Stringer went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Again, the T-Bones dropped the season finale against the Wichita Wingnuts 5-4, as Wichita went 8-1 against the T-Bones this season. The one win coming on Tuesday in the second game of that doubleheader. T-Bones will look to get back on their winning ways. They came into the series with a 7-game winning streak. And that was snapped on the first game of the doubleheader on Tuesday, 3-0. And then the second game of the doubleheader, the T-Bones won that one 6-3. The T-Bones were dropped last night 7-6 and dropped tonight 5-4. The T-Bones will return home. You'll hear the familiar voices of either Nathan Moore or Matt Folks. You'll no longer have to deal with me, Sam King. I'm sure there's a lot of people wiping their brows on that one. Neither starter getting a decision today. The good news is for you Kansas City fans that the Kansas City Royals picked up the 8-1 victory over the Twins. They look to get back in the playoff hunt as well. The other team in Kansas City, the T-Bones, hoping to stay prevalent in the playoff chase. This loss keeps them 6 behind Lincoln. Again, the T-Bones are home tomorrow against the Texas Airhawks. First pitch set for 7 o'clock. Nathan Moore or Matt Folks will be on the call if you can't make the Community American Ballpark. I highly recommend you do, though, for the fun well done. Well, I got to get out of here. I truly appreciate you listening. This is Sam King signing off with a very sincere thank you for listening, and please stay safe out there.
This game on the T-Bones Broadcast Network was brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Funweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Tune in online all season to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Click on the Watch Live or Listen Live buttons at tbonesbaseball.com. T-Bones Baseball, that's fun. Well done.